Commentary for the Estonian Grand Prix presented to you by Mirsa Resny and James.
Hello and welcome everybody to MMS round 9 of season 1. Today we are at Circuit Agnesar for the Estonian Grand Prix, the latest track in line to attempt to absorb MMS's increasingly tense title fight as the races count down to the finale. Providing both huge elevation and a massive variety of corners, the circuit requires much focus and determination from the drivers, especially if it begins to rain. The weather is currently sunny, but with changeable conditions always in the air, you never know what Mother Nature will fancy doing today. With pre-season hosted at this track, the team will know it extremely well, certainly better than any other circuit on the calendar. But with some of the drivers, such as Rakus, Connor Callison and Ben Patrick, having not done pre-season here, as they were drafted afterwards, either as replacements for race bans or accidents outside of the racetrack, you never know what might happen. With all that said and done, let's get to the grid order.
Yeah, let's get to the grid order indeed. So on pole position we have Alex Toogood, the man, the legend. Last week he scored a magnificent podium in Imola, and now he's on pole position, showing that he's the dominator in Monza, in the Agnesar circuit. Pre-season testing, he dominated both of the sessions, so I think this is just showing that he truly, has the pace to go around the circuit. P2, and accompanying him on row 1 is Ronnie Rakus. Great job for the BAR team, who just upgraded into Tier 1. In P3 we have Sam Stofford, then we have Smith, Silva, Gradin, Jankowski, Latoris, Caribou, Curtis, Valia, Giotto, McHugh, Kabusek, Voda, Caragul, Martins, Patrick, who's replacing Isaac Fascia after he got season banned, Alex Jones, Ronnie Sheffer, Connor Callison and Jack Agnes rounds off the grid. With all that done, let's get to the 5 red lights. Okay. Before we go 5 red lights, I am technical difficulties.
Yeah, there we go. That's better. Here come the red lights then.
10 red lights.
10 red lights all on, and we are underway, and it is a pretty awful start from Alex Toogood. And look at the McLaren of Smith pulling out. They're trying to get an advantage going through the middle, but it looks like Rakus is going to be on the inside into turn 1. Smith also on the inside of the Williams of Sam Stockford here as they go into turn 1. Toogood losing the lead already. Rakus takes it, and Smith now trying to go around the outside of Alex Toogood. That's not going to work. And you see the two Williams going side by side. Stockford maintains his advantage over Gradin. Elio Silva in 6th place has just come back from a race ban. He'll be looking to keep out of trouble, but the top 3 already breaking away slightly. There's a move from one of the Jordans there on Mike Latoris, and now he's been back down. That's going to cause a bit of a traffic jam at the back as they all file through in the end. Connor Callison rounding off the grid so far.
Now Toogood on the inside of Rakus.
Alex Toogood goes back down the inside of Rodney Rakus, going into just before you go into this really steep drop at the right-hander. It's a lovely section of track both to look at and to drive on, and Alex Toogood maintains his advantage. It seems going at the end of this first lap, we've still got a bit of it to go through, but it looks like he's going to hold that lead as they go through onto the back straight. Kubi Jankowski in 7th place, already under pressure though from behind.
And now look at this pack.
Look at this absolute traffic jam. We got Kubasek, Valjak, Giotto, we got Caragul in the Prost, everyone looking to gain positions here at the start. On the inside you see Kubasek
contact
here,
Giotto and
contact with his teammate. They go 3 wide. Valjak gets absolutely shunted off the track there. Giotto actually manages to make up all those places. He's gained 2 places there in the space of 1 corner. Through goes Thomas McHugh, who's actually gone backwards on the start. And back to the front now, and we see Alex Toogood under pressure from Rakus here in the BAR. Oh, that was a front wing and a rear wing, and the 2 Williams have hit each other.
Disaster.
And they both got damage. That one front wing, one has a loose front wing, the other has a loose rear wing. They're both going to have to pit for repairs. Here's on board with Samuel Gradin, who's behind, who seems to have caused this incident. Stofford gets a slow corner, and into the back of him goes Samuel Gradin.
The team that has 200 points in the standings, both of the drivers virtually out of the race.
There goes Rakus back on the inside of Toogood. He's back for round 2 at turn 1 on lap 2 and takes the position very convincingly once again. But that Ferrari is always hungry to get the position back, but it does seem the inside line is the preferable one for corner number 1.
He's following Raku's very closely. He's not making any
Very
mistakes here.
closely, but he's got to be careful if Rakus makes a mistake. Could
Oh.
easily end in tears. There's Kuba Jankowski running wide as he tries to get past the Williamses and loses a place to Helio Silva, who's back from a race ban. Back to the back, and we see a couple battles at that double right-hander, which I do. And Smith's got past Rakus. Smith's got back into second place in the McLaren, which he challenged for at the start of the race on Alex Tugud as Rakus went away at the front. Let's have a replay here. So Alex Tugud's managed to get past him here, up the inside at the exact same corner, and Rakus has had a terrible exit as a result, and through goes the McLaren just before they dip down the hill.
Yeah, this
and you
corner.
Can see with the onboard, you can see with the onboard how steep the elevation is. It's brilliant.
Yeah, it's comparable to Eau Rouge, except it's a bit slower, but it's still very challenging in case of the downfalls and everything else.
Well, it seems to stop
McHugh is off.
Oh, that's McHugh. That's McHugh into the barriers. He rejoins the track safely, however, he has lost a wing. And that just seemed to be a collision with another driver.
I mean, that's just keeping the record of a McLaren losing its spots and every single race.
It's happened again with McLaren. How many races before we see a McLaren with a front wing intact the whole way? Oh, he's hit the no, it is Valiak, it is a Sauber. Valiak very aggressively to the inside. McHugh was being patient.
McHugh was stuck in this train, and then he just
he goes all the way up to a vertical kind of angle. My goodness, that could have been much worse. Especially his rejoin was a little bit topsy-turvy.
I mean, look at this train. This is as much as we love racing. This ain't
safe.
Look
at Giotto overtaking Curtis. Look at the two Jaguars as a whole. They're both advancing very rapidly, and Kubisek's all the way at the back there. My apologies.
It's Giotto.
But Giotto is really moving up the field. He'll be 7th when Stopford pits, and he's harassing the back of him. But let's be careful through this corner sequence again as we go on board with Alex Tugud with this lovely shot of the entire straight, and you can see the two BARs in the background looking close, but Smith in the slipstream here. We know turn 1 is the optimal line. We know the optimal line on turn
down
1
the
is the inside. Here comes Litoris up the inside, and Rakus, the more experienced guy, takes the lead of the BAR battle.
I mean, still, it's like only 18 points between Rakus and Litoris, and Rakus has participated only in 3 races this season.
Exactly, he's done brilliantly since he came in, but also BAR's car has been improved, seems to have improved massively. All the tracks just seem to suit the vehicle. We don't know. I mean,
they have a seriously low budget. They just joined in into the sport. Yet they are able to take consecutive podiums.
That's Caravel up the inside of his teammate, and Caragol, who has a really slow corner. He's going to lose two places, not 3.
He lost points as well.
Ben Patrick not quite able to get past as we see Connor Callison and Jack Agnes, and Callison goes up the inside of the Minardi. That'll get some applause, and McHugh didn't pit.
I don't think the crew was ready with the service to Con.
Here we go on board back to the front. Smith on Tugud into this hairpin, and he goes up the inside. He sends one from pretty far back, and he takes the lead of the race. Great stuff. McLaren are into the lead. So while one car is slumping around at the back, the other has just taken the lead, but we know Alex Tugud has made very light work of getting back past drivers. Simon Graham didn't pit for whatever reason. Maybe
either he pitted or there was some collisions we couldn't see. Oh no, they just did a drive-through. Okay.
There was a drive-through. Okay then. So I presume. Okay.
That's just our factor.
It's just our factor being our factor, I guess. AIDS. Anyway.
Yep. Litoris very close to Tugud. This is not good, especially for this very tight chicane.
Yeah, but the guys at the front, they seem to be well behaved so far. And
I mean, Williams was at the front, they didn't behave.
Turn 1 is probably the best overtaking opportunity because it comes after the longest straight, the biggest slipstreaming opportunity. Here comes Alex Tugud in the Ferrari. He goes down the inside. Smith has to leave him room, and Alex Tugud makes a great move up the inside, does not lose the back end, even though it looked like he would. And both Ferraris making moves at turn 1, because there goes Kuba Jankowski up the inside of Helio Silva, who's keeping it clean, having just come back from a race ban. He doesn't want to reignite.
And there's Litoris with a mighty dive.
Oh, he's hit him. He hits him off the circuit, and oh, that was dangerous. That was a pretty dangerous rejoin there. Smith down to 4th place behind both BARs after Raku's sort of pushed him off the track, it has to be
Yeah,
said.
no, the Satoris pushed him off the track.
Sorry, Latoris, yeah.
That's quite clear, he pushed him off the track.
And you could actually say with that rejoin that Rackers and Smith are quite lucky to still have all components of their car intact.
Unlike the Williams.
Dangerous rejoin, unlike the Williams boys, obviously, as we saw, as sort of wide go the BARs. Is on board.
John Voda in P9 for the Prost.
John Voda in 9th in the Prost. He's been quiet all season, often scrapping about for what, 16th, 17th position. But right now he's running in the top 10.
I mean,
and he's got a 4.8 second buffer to the car behind, who's just coming over the crest now.
Prost obviously upgrading right before Estonia into Tier 2. That's a massive upgrade.
Yeah. Seems to be paying off already as there goes Smith out the inside of Rackers, getting his revenge on the BAR, but Rackers holds his ground, and now Kuba Jankowski is just following in behind. They all keep it clean through there, all very slow though. So does Rackers maybe have a problem? Because look at that gap to Mike Latoris. It's absolutely enormous considering that it was just half a lap ago. It was neck and neck.
Oh, Stoffer's out of the pits.
Out of the pits comes Sam Stopford, which is going to bring out a local yellow. Oh, he's got to be careful there.
Oh, that's a very dangerous thing from Sam Stopford. You see cold tires, cold brakes.
Almost ran into the back of Mike Latoris, and if the BAR had lost that rear wing, that would have been really controversial, as they're in a great position right now.
Also, it is confirmed that Michal Vajek was awarded 5-second time penalty for taking out Thomas McKibben.
Yep, he is currently running in 10th place, but that is going to really hamper his chances of getting any sort of points from this race.
And Latoris attempting a move. He's under investigation as well for pushing off Smith. So
we've actually seen quite a few overtakes into that corner in the past.
Yeah. No.
Alex Tugud, though, he seems to be soaking it up pretty well, though. As I say that, though, it looked like Latoris wanted to go down the inside.
Callison and Patrick.
Callison and Patrick have both pitted, presumably for damage.
Yeah, it is damage. Both of the drivers getting back into MMS. Callison replacing the very injured Olivia Sage. Obviously, we hope for her to get back soon into form. And Ben Patrick replacing the season banned Isaac Pasha.
Oh god, we're going really far back here. Oh, okay, it's in this corner.
No, we're going very far back.
Isn't it turn 1? No.
Oh no, it wasn't the chicane, I think.
Is it probably the chicane? Yes,
yeah,
it's the chicane.
Rewind time, I say.
But this is different. This is the second part of it. Patrick gets bogged down behind Kubasek in the Jaguar.
Patrick looks up and Callison has
Patrick makes a correction mid-corner, and Callison had a little bit more room, but unsighted. Don't really blame him, to be honest, but I did see Mike Latoris making a move up the inside.
Silva down the inside of...
There goes... Speaking of going up the inside, Helio Silva's got past. Smith has got past... Smith's not got past. Latoris has taken the lead of the race. Stopford is a lap down, and look at this train of cars here.
And now Curtis and Silva.
On Kuba Jankowski, and Helio Silva's going to follow his teammate through. Jankowski loses 2 places in one go. That's not what he wants for the championship.
Oh, and Silva loses it all.
His main rivals are quite far down the order, though. The only rival he has in this championship ahead of him is Smith. Too Good is sort of in it as well, but not really.
I mean, no, Smith isn't in a title fight.
He's just about in it. Same with Too Good.
They had one bad race. Smith is behind Curtis in the championship, so it's not really.
Oh, he is. Wow. Jeez. I would say now if they go too far behind, like there's no chance because there's not many races left.
Oh, someone is exiting the pits. It's Ben Patrick.
Someone is exiting the pits. Ben Patrick. He's got to be careful, and he's got to be careful not to lose a place to Sam Stopp, but that will be for position. Obviously, right at the back is on board of Aaron Curtis, and you can see his teammate Helio Silva just behind Kuba Jankowski, looking to get past clearly.
Yeah, Curtis now lapping Stopford. I don't think Sam is too happy about it. No, Patrick!
Oh, he's hit Ben Patrick, and that's a real cluster on exit. That's a real cluster. Amazed that nobody's front wing or rear wing detached. Jankowski says thank you very much, but not very impressive driving there.
Meanwhile, Voda is trying to overtake the Bennett, and meanwhile, Jankowski trying to lap Sam Stopford.
Can he lap Sam Stopford?
I hope he does, I mean.
Can he do what the Jordans couldn't? He goes down the inside, and it's all very
he bogs the boss
no,
as well.
It's not. He bogs down. He had sort of loss of speed on the inside there. Stopford is a lap down. He
Meanwhile, Latoris lost his lead.
There goes Too Good up the inside of of the BAR. Stopford fancies this on Kuba Jankowski, and we know the outside line is really bad for the exit, but he gets a good exit, does Jankowski.
Meanwhile,
and holds the
Silva
point,
now has the
and
inside.
Silva overtakes Stopford. Stopford's got to get out of the way of these guys, surely, though. We saw this with Isaac Bashir last race. It resulted in an enormous penalty.
I mean, yeah, but that's because Fascio was also involved in all the incidents. Yeah.
Yep.
And now he gets Curtis round the outside.
Stopford goes. Oh, that's great from Curtis. That's great.
Oh,
Brilliant. Switch backhand. That looked like a roll. Stopford goes into the wall.
And that's
he's lost
Stopford
his rear
round.
wing. I don't think anyone else has been caught up in that. He's going to be pitting this lap. No one else seems to be caught up in that. And look at this.
No, that was. It's Giotto, I think. Giotto was caught in the incident.
Let's have a look at this. Stopford, he loses it on the curb here. Rolls into the wall.
Yeah,
and yes, you were
Giotto.
right. Kubasek's front wing. Giotto's front wing detaching. That's a shame. He was having a great race. And look at this now. Carrigal and the Prost and Valyak have all lost a tremendous amount of speed. So
also rain.
Look how much faster Carrival is, and it is raining. It is raining out on track.
It is raining. It's going to be shenanigans now.
This really does open up Pandora's box as Mike Latoris goes back down the inside but runs wide.
The Rakus! Oh my god!
And there goes Rakus. Oh my goodness, it's chaos and it's been raining for 10 seconds. And now here comes the McLaren up the inside of both BARs and through into second place goes the McLaren as the BARs bottled each other up on the exit. Alex Tugans, they're all very lucky to still be in this race, to be fair.
Yeah,
there was a lot of contact at that corner. I'm sure we'll see a replay maybe later on. Wow, that was really intense stuff. Was it Rakus or Latoris going for the move? We'll see here. So here's so you've got the onboard camera for Rakus here. He runs wide. There went Latoris. Sorry, no, we're on board with Latoris. There went Rakus up the inside. And then you're just going to see the McLaren pop up on the left with much more speed. Obviously, haven't been able to take the corner normally and up into second place. And as the grip deteriorates, we're going to start seeing pit stops for the wet or intermediate. The either extreme or non-extreme wet. I don't know what Smith is doing with that kind of line, but I do know what Latoris is doing. He's trying to get past Rakus, and Latoris is not going to get past. Rakus holds it on the exit very nicely.
I think the VAR rivalry in the teammates is just like the Williams one.
It's brilliant, yeah. It's really, really close. You can't really tell them apart.
Oh, it stopped raining, I think.
And it stopped raining straight away.
Welcome to Estonia.
That was anticlimactic, but that is an indication that rain is in the area around this track.
Yeah.
So
yeah, look at the dry line.
Meanwhile, I love that camera on the straight. You see the entire thing, and here comes Smith. He's got a really good run, but he's going to have to go onto the slightly wetter line going into
he doesn't
turn
care.
one. But he holds it very nicely.
Yeah,
very nicely done.
Raku's ahead of the Taurus and having Kovsky, Silva, Curtis, Voda in P8.
To spread out a little bit. Voda's also gained a place, so rounding off the top 10 is Carragher, which means both Prosts are in the top 10.
I mean,
for the first time this season. Here comes Kubasek, who's... Did he lose his front wing? I thought he lost his
Giotto. Giotto lost his
no, Giotto lost his front wing, yeah, correct. Yeah. So Kubasek makes up ground on Carragher for 11th place and puts quite a decent gap already, considering he only passed him a corner ago. Yeah, there's Giotto in the pits. Shame for him, he was running in the top 8.
Yeah, I mean, that was just unlucky. He was just taken out by an out-of-control Williams. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, it happens. Oh, Smith having to defend his lead as they go down the straight. This is a very long straight, but it's not quite as long as the start-finish. Over the crest they go. Tuga's going to fancy it going down the inside. He's going to do what Smith did earlier. He's going to come from pretty damn far back, and he's managed to put a car length in between him and Smith as they exit. So Smith can't out-traction him on the outside. Tuga can instead run the car further out wide, get on the power earlier, and hold the position. He's been driving very impressively this race. It's what he's been lacking all season. It's just bad qualifying and then getting caught up in the midfield, but he's done none of that so far this race.
I think Tuga finally found his mojo, you could say.
Yes, he's finally found his mojo after races on end of just calls.
Yeah,
bad
crashing, getting into incidents, bad strategy, no luck. He scored a podium last week, and now he's going for it. So,
I would have thought with his aggression would go down the inside, but he's pretty sensible. BAR currently will accumulate.
Oh, yellow flags. Oh, that's
No,
Stofford,
it's
okay.
someone just coming out the pits, I think.
Meanwhile, we have even more clouds now going over the
Currently,
Egna Island.
Ferrari are the top constructor of this race. They will amass 35 points so far, but BAR will also amass 27, which is pretty reasonable,
Yeah,
especially for how their season's been so far. And like my voice went a bit higher there because I thought that there was going to be a change in the lead of the BARs. I thought Latoris was going to go down the inside
I think
of Raku's.
Latoris was told to be a backup for
Look at
Raku's.
the dry line forming though. So while the rain has stopped, I mean,
We may see some rain again because the clouds have appeared over the Egna Island.
we are at half distance of this race now, so pit stops will be in the next 3 to 4 laps, you'd think. Smith and everyone slipstreaming each other over the crest. Very nice bit of elevation there. Great for camera shots like these ones. Oh, Smith goes down the inside.
Yeah.
Right down the inside. That's really aggressive. They make contact, but unlike on the last lap, he was too far back and
And it's
was able
rained.
to out-traction him. And it's beginning to rain again, just as heavily as it was last time. That's really, really chucking it down.
Welcome
and
to
look at the dry line
Estonia.
that's forming. The driver's going to have to stay on that, but that dry line is eventually going to run too wet to be used for dry tyres. And wide goes Raku's. He's going to compromise his teammate
And he's gonna
there.
compromise him once again. He's absolutely shivering and shimming all over the track just to block Latoris.
Just a loss for words there. Anyway,
Yeah.
oh, look in the background there. The Jordan's getting very close with another car.
Meanwhile,
There is
Latoris,
Latoris down the inside on Raku's.
no
and
matter
he's
the
gonna take
condition.
third place.
Oh my
He's
god,
going to take
it's
third place, maybe not. It's really raining now. It's absolutely pouring it down on the Asian island. On the however you say it.
Egna.
I'm just going to say Egnan. Okay, thank you. Egnan Island. You
Egg
can
Island.
see it's Egg Island.
Chefenau versus Caribou.
Chauffeur's in 12th place in the Minardi.
That's going. If he finishes like this, is the highest.
And with the
finishing
rain
position.
coming down ever harder, you wouldn't bet against him bagging some points for Minardi, which would be brilliant to see.
Yeah. I mean, if anything, Minardi is the last team you would think to score points.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
The thing about Minardi is they have qualifying pace, unlike Arrows, and I think this is the only thing that set Arrows so down the order.
The thing about being a low team, as goes up the inside goes Chauffeur, he's taken 11th place, so if someone ahead has a problem, he'll be promoted into the top 10, which is points.
And the rain has
He's
stopped once again.
He's one position away from points. Who would have thought it?
Valyak.
The thing about a team like Minardi, if you're so slow, you don't really have any expectations, so you can really throw in some surprises and not be too bothered if you don't have a good race, because it's what your car is really.
Meanwhile,
meant to
Tugud
be
lost the
doing.
lead.
Tugud lost the lead again. I presume it was probably at turn 1 while we were. Actually, no, it couldn't have been at turn 1. It was probably at the long left-hander before the sharp dipping chicane as they exit onto the start-finish straight again.
I think this is the race of the surprises. I mean, there we have the Minardis, we have Smith, we have Tugud.
No one currently in the top 4 has won a race this season, but I might have to change that to the top 3 because here comes Jankowski. What is Raku's doing? I mean, it's worked.
Yeah.
But that was very, very late moving there. Oh, he was all the way side by side with Jankowski, all the way down the straight.
Yeah,
so,
but here's the speed of the Ferrari. You look
the Ferrari with a slightly better powertrain, as you can see, but the inside line for Raku, he could just brake a bit later. That was dodgy. It must have hit a wet patch of road or something.
Yeah. It
did well to hold it though, and at the end of the day, all that matters is you've held the position cleanly.
Yep.
Looking back to the top 3, these top 3 have not separated all race. It's been Smith, Tugud, and one of the BARs at the front. Yubiya Jankowski, though, looks like he's got some serious pace. If he can clear the other BAR of Raku's, who seems to be struggling slightly more, then he could mount a charge, but he's running out of laps. There will be 5 laps to go after this one. We are on lap 11 of 16. 5.5 laps to go. And we still don't know who's going to win this one.
And Tugud on the inside of
Smith.
Smith forces him into a mistake.
Forces him wide. Smith gets better traction out
and
of the
corner.
Torres. Look at Mike Latoris. He's not got a slipstream, but he's alongside. And Smith is going to actually, if Tugud breaks early, Latoris might fancy the lead here.
And he does.
Latoris goes down the inside and takes the lead momentarily. Yes, he does.
But
he's
mind
taking
you,
the outright advantage.
Yeah, but mind you, Latoris is still under investigation for pushing. I think that was Smith very wide.
It was Smith.
So...
It was Smith. And that was for
it's
second place early in the race. And look at this now, with those guys battling, Rakus and Jankowski have caught all the way back up now.
also.
So it's anyone's game. As
Oh,
Tugud has a slight moment,
QBO
Jankowski has
locks
a
up.
slight moment there as well, yeah.
Mind you, clouds appear again over the circuit. It may start to rain again. Look at the
I
dry
presume
line.
the wind is probably picking up as well with all of this.
Yeah.
Anyone fancy a move into turn one? I think Rakus would probably be the closest one. Tugud almost runs into the back of Latoris there.
Meanwhile,
As we
Silva
cut to
has
John
to defend from
Voda.
Voda.
John Voda on Helio Silva. Voda goes down the inside. What a race he's having. And he's going to take 7th place if he can hold that one. He now has to defend around the outside. They touch. Silva gets the better line, holds 7th place. But my God, John Voda's having a brilliant race in 8th place in the Prost. And his teammate, Carragher, okay, pretty damn far behind. And look at this traffic jam. Ronnie Chauffeur trying to hold on to 11th from Kubasek. And he is going to hold on to that one.
Meanwhile, both of the Benettons having a nice battle.
And the Benettons, okay, we've seen way too many collisions with Benettons this season, it has to be said.
Yeah.
But they've kept it clean through there so far. And you've got Jack Agnes just waiting around, waiting for these guys presumably to crash. As wide goes Ben Patrick. Ben Patrick losing the place. Agnes runs slightly wide on the exit as well. But the Prost's in 8th and 9th. That's pretty damn impressive.
Yeah, I mean, John Voda definitely has a lot of pace. I think what is happening here is that
and here comes Jankowski. What's happened? The two BARs are 1 and 2. What's happened here then? Has it all gone wrong it's all gone wrong at this chicane. Not chicane, sorry, double corner. Smith has gone down the inside
so
of
it started
Tugud.
to rain.
Started to rain again. Tugud has a terrible corner. Smith does very well not to crash into the back of him. And unlike with the Latoris incident, he's actually significantly alongside. He has the right to push him off, but he runs wide. And now Jankowski is alongside. It's all kicking off. BAR are 1 and 2. Egnar, I can't say it. Egnar, okay. Egnar right now. Smith holds on to 4th place just for now. He's been demoted off the podium. Could you imagine if BAR get a 1-2 as it begins to rain again? That's about the 5th interval of rain that we've had.
Yeah, so the rain is raining and stopping, giving us crazy conditions for this race. Tugud locks
Tugud
off.
makes a huge mistake, runs wide, and he's now really in the line of fire and his own teammate. But even look at the gap the BARs have pulled already. That is a rare sight to behold, fellow spectators. I would say screenshot that because it's probably never going to happen again.
Oh, and he goes for the weird line.
Oh! Because it's wetter. What a save from him. He's not going to gain the position like I was convinced he was, but my God.
Also, I don't know if he might have pit stops. Anyway.
Is he secretly a rallying driver?
Also, John Voda has the fastest lap of the race.
What happened here? Brilliant save, but he was surely going to take the place on Tugud there, and he hasn't. So he's going to have to do it into one of these chicanes now. These guys are all on slick tyres as it begins to rain. We might not even see pit stops here.
Yeah, but John Voda fastest lap of the race. Can you explain?
Do you pit for wets or do you pit for slicks? That is the question right now, if you pit at all.
I mean, if I was a racing driver, I would try and stay out because the conditions are constantly changing.
They are very changeable conditions, as you said, but surely over time, the rain will, more rain will fall than can be evaporated. So surely the track will just get wetter. Obviously, pitting for Inters is risky in dry conditions. And Smith sends it up the inside of Alex Tugud. And it comes out of the corner.
And now Rakus in the lead.
The two BARs are going for it. Rakus has taken the lead over his teammate. Presume that was at turn 1. Look at Jankowski trying to make a move on Smith. This is the 2nd lap in a row he's tried it. Latoris gets back past
no!
Was that a front wing I saw off a car? It was! That is the front wing of Smith gone with I think 3 laps to go. Or 4 laps to go.
3.5.
If everyone has to pit, though, this is the best time to pit. Let's see. I think he's just going to ram into Tugud here. Yes, he is. That is a driver error. That's unfortunate. And McLaren look like they're going to score 0 points again. It's happened all too many times this season. They've had the fastest car on average, both in quali and in the race, but it's never worked out. He has got quite a gap to these guys behind us. If he can have a speedy pit stop, he might still be able to come out in the points. As there is a move from, I believe that's Caruvo.
Yeah, it is.
If my graphics tell me correctly, it is.
Meanwhile, Smith in the
Smith
pits.
enters the pits, and let's see if other drivers will be pitting. Not on this lap. With 3 laps to go, Rakus retakes the lead from Latoris. That's a nice move. So which tyres does Smith go on to? Slicks or Inters? We'll see. I mean, this is really, really intense stuff at the front. Rakus, he's only done 3 races prior to this, and now he's in the lead of the race. Are we even having pit stops? There's 2 laps to go after this one, as there goes Mike Latoris up the inside. And Latoris makes light work of his teammate through there. Raku's demoted down to 2nd, and he's going to be absolutely fuming in that helmet. And it stopped raining again, so Smith pitted for Inter as well.
Oh no, Ronnie Sheffer.
Chauffeur's lost his front wing, he's running in 9th. He was running in 9th.
That's a disaster.
What a shame. What a shame for the Minardi team. He's done amazingly well this race, and I think he's just sent one up the inside here. The car ahead has a bad corner. Oh, he's not even hit the back of him. He's hit the middle of the car.
That is a shame.
Oof.
And there's Martins now.
All the way back. There goes the Benetton into the points.
That is.
So there's another rest site.
I mean, not really. Benetton has scored 10 points.
That's part of racing. It's heartbreaking.
Yeah. I mean, imagine being in the points for a while and then just. That is just sad to look at, but you know, it's racing, it's unpredictable. You should never stay comfortable with the position you're in.
As we cut back to the front of the 2 VARs, with Mike Latoris holding the advantage. Remember, he is still under investigation for that incident with Smith. Let's see if he's going to be pitting this lap.
He ain't, so we might
he
not
is
see
not,
pit
so
stop.
we're not having any pit stops.
That's, I think, because of the rain and an air factor absolutely messing itself up.
Yeah, it's very good at that. I can back that up.
Yeah,
sure.
I mean MMS Season 5. Anyways, Rakus, I don't think he will give up on hunting down Latoris.
Especially with Latoris having a potential penalty. That is not something, but obviously, if you're a driver like Rakus, you're obviously hoping your teammate gets a penalty, not too severe to put him relegated down behind 2nd, but you're also hoping that he gets one which just demotes him a little bit behind you, but at the same time, as a driver, you can't 100% rely on it.
And it's sunny now, wow.
And it's sunny again, so I doubt we're going to be seeing any rain as they go over the hill. And Kuba Jankowski looks set to extend his championship lead over.
Oh, look at a dive
put him
now.
2nd, and that is a dive bomb and a half from Rakus, who takes the lead of the race again. As they go down the straight now, and he seems to have a good enough advantage over his teammate going into the hairpin. With just 1 lap to go after this one.
And it's confirmed,
See what happens.
Mike Latoris has a 3-second time penalty.
3-second time penalty. Currently the gap to the Ferrari is 1.7 seconds, but the gap to Jankowski is big enough. So Latoris would currently lose that 2nd place. Let's see what happens. Surely the only way BAR are going to get a 1-2 here is if they stop their drivers from battling, because that's going to only cost them time. So we'll see what happens as they negotiate the chicane for the penultimate time and go on to the start-finish straight to start the final lap of this race. These guys are going to be tight on fuel now as well, with just 1 lap to go. Who's going to come out on top in this race?
Okay, I'm having a bit of a heart attack. And now Latoris.
Oh, there goes Latoris. Latoris up the inside. He doesn't seem to care about.
And he's extending the gap.
About time loss, but look at the gap to Tuga. It's now up to 2.3 seconds. So Tuga's had a terrible last sequence of corners since we last touched upon it. And Latoris now has to bolt if he wants any chance.
Oh, he's bolting. Oh, look at it.
It might even be a podium. The gap is now 3 seconds. It went up to 3 seconds. It's now going down. But my goodness. Imagine if Rakus rear ends Latoris and Tuga wins this race. Imagine the scenes that happened.
The scenes, and it's going to rain. It might rain on the last lap. Look at the clouds.
Oh my god, it might rain on the last lap. This is really going down to the gap is now 1.9 seconds. Latoris,
Rakus, look how much he closed up.
Did he use up a reservation of fuel there? We'll see.
I think Latoris is just slow. In MMS, we haven't really had a leader who dominated the whole race distance.
Go. Rakus
He's
makes
going
the move
for
the lead. He doesn't have to do this. His teammate has a penalty, but he wants to win it on the as well. Oh, he's had a terrible exit. Latoris gets back past. And as it stands, Mike Latoris will not finish on the podium. It's going to go down to the final couple of corners here. We've got just 5 corners to go. 5.
Mind
Make
you,
that
if
4
anything
now.
goes wrong, it's going to happen now. This is the biggest
A
probability
double
of a crash.
chicane, the final sequence of corners. As he rounds the final corner, Mike Latoris wins the race on the track, but it's going to be Rakus who takes his first and BAR's first win in MMS. Alex Toogood finishes in second, and Kubio Jankowski is going to round off the podium to pretty much seal his
I don't think
championship.
Kubio is actually on the podium.
Oh no, he has a penalty.
No,
Kubio has a penalty.
No. Oh, does he?
He has a penalty of 5 seconds, I believe.
No, that's Valiak.
Or is it Valyak? I don't know.
Jankowski didn't. I don't think he just fit in the 3-second margin. Anyways, Curtis P5, Voda P6.
That's a brilliant drive.
Silva P7, he's gonna get sacked. Valiak 8th, Caragul 9th, both
that is
the
a Prost
scored
double
points.
point. Fantastic.
Kabusek in 10th, Agnes in 11th, Jones in 12th. That's the best finish for the Arrows team this whole season. Great job. Smith in 13th, Caribou in the pits. We missed an incident.
Oh, he's lost his rear wing. So McLaren, for the I believe second race running, do not score. No, sorry, they didn't score points. I think it was at I don't know. Was it Silverstone? They finished 19th and 21st.
I don't remember.
I don't know, but that was 2 races ago, and now we have another race where they've scored no points. Caravo's made his own mistake here and has been rammed by Martins, and then rammed off the track again.
I said that's Martins. And they may lose the position, yes they do. Giotto, 14th. Martins will finish 16th.
I hate to say this, because it sounds arrogant as anything, but I swear, whenever I'm here on the commentary team, we just have these epic, tense races at the front. And we have all these front wings flying off everywhere.
Caribou my God, has finished. And
I believe there are 4 races to go after this, and Kubio Jankowski
Oh, Curtis ran out of fuel. Oh, they all ran out of fuel.
Oh, everyone's run out of fuel.
Oh well.
So Kubio Jankowski is going to hold his championship lead, and if anything, extend it.
Yep.
And my God, do the Williams have to get a move on if they're going to challenge it, because they seem to be the only ones able to do so. But with Smith, McHugh, Gryden, and Stopford, all of which scoring no points, Kubio Jankowski's championship lead extends by unofficially extends by 12 points. It will probably be 15 as he was probably within.
Mike Latoris does not finish on the podium.
He finishes 4th, so that is official now. So Kubio Jankowski extends his championship lead by 15 points with 4 rounds to go, with a maximum of 100 points on offer. You've got to say, this is very much in his favour.
Driver of the day, James?
I don't know. I'm going to give it probably Rakus. Rakus or Woda. One of those two. Rakus, this is his 4th bloody well race. And he's won. But I'm probably going to say John Woda, because, my God, a Prost does not belong in the top. It hardly belongs in the top 10, let alone the top 6. And while his teammate did get points as well, Voda's got himself 8 for finishing in 6th, so he gets my driver of the day.
Yeah, I guess both the Prost drivers and Rakus, I guess. He started at P2, but to be fair, a driver out of nowhere gets signed by BAR because O'Hara gets excluded. And
yeah, I mean,
in his debut he scores P4, then another P4, they're at P8, and then he goes P2 on the grid and he delivers the P2. I mean,
can
P1.
I just say this now? Rodney Rakus is now only 1 point behind Smith in the standings.
That is just...
having done 4 races.
Yeah. Right.
Alex Toogood gets his 2nd podium in a row as well. Not bad from him.
Yeah, he finished 3rd, now 2nd, so maybe, just maybe in Austria he may take it.
Yeah, you never know, but Jankowski's lead was looking a little bit precarious coming into this race. It was 16 points. It's obviously now extended to 31 points, and with the races ticking down, well, you'll have to wait. You'll have to join us to see what happens for the end of the season. Join us tomorrow as we cover the Austrian Grand Prix. But for now, it's goodbye from me.
Yep, goodbye from me as well. Remember to be safe on the roads and wear your seatbelt. Bye bye.